All the insecurities getting out of hand. I ebb and flow the way the water in the fountain dance. One day I'll leave this room and find myself a femme fatale. Fake it till I make it, build a kingdom from an empty house. I toss the water back under the bridge to keep the peace, but secretly I keep receipts of everybody sleeping. It's a vicious cycle. I wanna wake up in the hills like the kings of the Bible, and I'm vigilant with my wisdom, the farthest from libel. I know I gotta keep the kids informed. Every system working against the truth is the perfect storm. We blow the clouds from my lungs so we can see right through all of that pageantry bullshit with a clear-eye view. I need a shot in the arm, a little pick-me-up. I need a shock or a spark, maybe a bigger cup. I know I'm ready, I'm just searching for my way to glory. It's hard to know when the story starts. If you here before me, let me know. The sunset, am I the one? Yeah, I need to know. He told me one day I'd feel all the sun's rays, then I'll grow. But where do I go? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Check 1 2, check 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Talk of the Town, episode 2. Everybody welcome in. Peyton Warnot, Jalen Lindsay. You can find us live, twitch.tv/Peyton Warnot. You can find the full VOD live, youtube.com, Peyton Uncut. You can find segments, youtube.com/Peyton Warnot. Like I said, Jalen Lindsay. Jalen, how we feeling today, brother?
I'm blessed, I'm healthy, and I'm wealthy, man. How are you?
I feel great to be here. I don't feel great about what we're going to start with. And we're going to start with what Lamar Jackson just did to my Colts last night. Listen, man. Listen. I was going to let it slide. I was fine. You know, if you want to hate on Lamar, go do your thing. You know, I'm not going to tell people how to live their lives. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you, man. But after what he just did to my team, a historic night. A historic night for an NFL quarterback. One of the greatest performances we've ever seen. Against my team, now I'm mad. Now I'm upset because we got this overrated quarterback who's coming out here and he's putting up an I put it in quotes. I'm not saying that. I would never. Okay. We got this dude who's supposed to be a running back, who's supposed to be overrated, putting up one of the best passing performances of all time in the NFL. So listen to me right now. Listen to me right now. If you are out there listening to me and you are a Lamar Jackson hater, shut the fuck up. All right? I've had enough of it. I have had enough of the Lamar Jackson hate. You are hating him because you want to hate him. That's it. Jalen, listen to me. These dudes are haters because they want to be haters, all right? Hear me out. These are rhetorical questions. You don't have to answer. Does Lamar Jackson have a cheating scandal? Does Lamar Jackson have legal trouble? Does Lamar Jackson have locker room trouble? Does Lamar Jackson showboat or taunt his opponent? Does he have ridiculous media quotes? Is he a dirty player?
Ooh.
The answer is no. The answer is no. You hate him because you want to hate him. And I'm not afraid to say it, all right? I'll say it. It's got to be at least 50% racially motivated.
Hey.
If you hating on him, you don't like the way he plays football, or it's racially motivated. There's nothing else about it, bro. If you are hating on that shit, you just hate football, or you hate what he looks like dominating the NFL.
Yeah. It's 2021, man. We try not to bring that into conversation, but you know, truthfully, it's the talk of the town.
You know what I'm saying? It's hot right now. It's important.
It's hot right now.
If you listen, this is an if. If you're listening to me right now, if you saw that performance last night, and then your first thought had anything to do with the word playoffs, I'm talking to you. You are the person I'm talking to right now. If you watch that incredible performance last night, historic performance last night, not just in Lamar's career, not just in Ravens history, but in NFL history, if your first thought was playoffs, you should probably go watch tennis or something, because there's only one way to play that. There's only one way to play tennis. You can't get mad at somebody for trying something new because it doesn't happen. All right? Tennis is where to go. You know, there could be a new way to golf. There could be a new type of putting, or you know what I'm saying, a different type of club. It's tennis. Go watch tennis. You probably don't enjoy football if you're hating on what just happened last night, because that was incredible.
It was amazing. It was amazing. I watched that game, and I'm sitting there that whole time. I'm just like, ooh, no. Oh, damn. Fuck. I'm like, every week it's the same thing. The defense just collapsed on the Ravens, and Lamar's like, I gotta do this shit again. He puts the cape on. He puts the cape on. He comes out of the phone booth. He puts the twisties to the side. He puts the helmet on and just, again, I gotta do it again. He played phenomenal yesterday, dude.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely phenomenal. Like, it doesn't even make sense on like how like he's really has over 8,000 pass yards and over 3,000 rushing yards.
Ridiculous.
He's been breaking records from week one, and it's not talked about because who knows why it's not talked about. But we still got headlines over there in Kansas City though while they doing what they're doing. And it's crazy. You know, it don't make sense. You know, it don't make sense. It really don't make sense.
I was willing to let the whole Chiefs thing slide, you know, because the Chiefs weren't playing well. I was like, all right, you know, he had a good game. Chiefs didn't have a good game. I was going to give the Chiefs the benefit of the doubt in the situation and be like, okay, the Ravens are 1-1 now. And then I saw what he did the last 2 weeks, because people seem to forget Denver has this great defense. That was his second highest passing yardage in a game against Denver. And it's now third because he just set his number one last night. Yeah. So we could do this whole MVP thing when his first year. He's better now.
Yeah, he is. But which is crazy to think about, because, you know, people said Lamar can't do this. Lamar can't do that.
They figured him out.
Lamar can't throw the ball. And lately he's been like, it's hard. It's getting hard for teams to defend him, man, because like, yesterday, you guys were keeping him contained in the pocket, but then once you collapse the pocket, that man gonna run. But then again, he's not afraid to stop, set his feet, and let that thing rip anywhere.
Launch it.
He's been letting it go. Like when he threw that 40, 50-yard bomb to Hollywood, I'm like,
the touchdown you're talking about?
Yeah, the touchdown.
Oh, beautiful! 47 yards in the air, ridiculous.
I'm like, he warming up.
Yeah.
He warming up. Yeah, playing with that man. He turned the ball over once or twice.
Last night once.
Once? Yeah. Which he thinks it wasn't a turnover, but I mean, he watched the replays.
I saw the replay. I think it was a fumble.
It was a fumble.
And for the record, it was not an illegal forward pass. Should have been 6 for the Colts, but we're going to let that slide.
But anyways, back to Lamar, though. Back to this Lamar talk. I got this crazy stat right here for you about Lamar, since he's beginning all this slender. And honestly, he's on that MVP talk right now because he's
100%.
He's doing that talk. But so Lamar has more total yards than 18 teams at the moment. So let's talk about that.
Wow.
Like, more than 18
wow, that's crazy. That is crazy.
I don't know exact yardage. I just seen the quick headline because I know it was in our segment. So
he has the amount of yards as more than 18. Every non-playoff team, pretty much, if you do the math on that.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And the thing is, in every team that he's played so far, they've had a great defense, and it's just like,
except for Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean,
great defenders, but not a great defense total.
Yeah, you're right. 100%. Yes, that defense yesterday was immaculate. You guys played him phenomenally, but it's just like it gets to a point where defense gets tired.
And they got conservative when they got tired.
Yep, they got very conservative.
I know Buckner's a beast, but bro, you can't send 3 or 4 at him.
Yeah,
like we pretend like he doesn't have a pocket presence. He has great pocket presence.
Yeah, he's been moving like he's so fluently, and that's what it's been. His success this year has been his strong. Obviously, that's what's throwing people off guard, like by far. Because dude, 442 yards. He threw 30. Wait. I want to get this correct. Was it 37 for like 42?
37 for 43.
It was 37 for 43?
Yep.
Peyton. He can't throw?
How about this? How about some more stats for your ass, all right? His completion percentage last night was the highest completion percentage for any quarterback with over 400 yards in a game. Plus, It was the highest completion percentage for any in the history of NFL, by the way. Highest completion percentage for 400 plus yards, as well as highest completion percentage for 40 plus attempts. That's 2 NFL records in one night. For a guy that can't even throw, apparently, is what I'm told.
About 4 or 5 weeks ago, questioning Lamar's ability to throw the ball.
Is Lamar even? Have they figured him out? That's what I was hearing. 0-1 to start the year. And for the record, they were 3-2 his MVP year. And then they went 14-2.
Yeah, he did win up. Wow. I be forgetting about this, my brain, I'm not refreshing me with these things. It's just like crazy to think about.
Oh, you want some more stats for your ass? Is that what you want? Because the only he's down 2 touchdowns total from his MVP year. He's up about 200 to 300 passing yards, and he's up about 50 rushing yards as well.
Okay.
I will say, he's turning the ball over too much. He's been too loose with the ball. 100%.
You stick his ass in Madden, and he fumbled.
Oh, all the time. That pisses me off more than anything. But I'm not even going to go on that right now. But listen.
Anyways.
Listen. For more stats for the guy who can't throw. This is as of Sunday. This is before the Colts game. He throws an average of 11.6 yards down the field. That's the highest in the NFL.
That's the first down every time.
Highest in the NFL. 17% of his passes travel 20-plus yards downfield. That's third in the NFL. And matter of fact, while we're here, he's 12th in completion percentage. 67%. Just for ha-has. That's better than Tom Brady. That's better than Aaron Rodgers. That's better than Josh Allen.
Yep.
All 3 of those dudes who are quoted MVP candidates, but this guy can't even throw, and he's got a better completion percentage. So I'm a little curious about that. And while we're here, 5th in passing yards, that's ahead of Kyler, Mahomes, Allen, Dak, Rodgers, Mayfield. I mean, listen, all right. Everybody listen to me. Look me in the eyes. Lamar Jackson is the most valuable player in football. I've laid out the facts for you. My statement is here. Lamar Jackson is the most valuable player in football. He is the offense. He's not the anchor of the offense. He's not the most important part of the offense. He is the offense. 503 yards last night. The team didn't have over 530. He had 503. I'm no math whiz, but that's 90-something%. That is high 90%.
That's numbers right there. Numbers talk bullshit.
Stats for your ass.
Hey, yo.
I think, all right, I've said all I needed to say about Lamar. Is there anything else you want to say about Lamar?
Nah, I mean, truthfully, bro, you've said it all. You stated it all. You stated the facts. You stated the numbers. But it was just like, I'm happy that he's playing the way he's playing because he's really proven everyone wrong. And, still not getting, his flowers. But it is what it is. He continued to ball out. Maybe he take the team to Florida in the playoffs. I don't know if they go to Super Bowl considering their defense is, the way their defense got a lot of injuries on that team. It is a JV squad. Yeah. But when Lamar puts on his cape, he does what he does. Clint Cart.
Here's my problem with them. Personally, I don't see, unless they can manage to play whoever that 7 seed may be, they better pray to whoever they pray to that it's Cincinnati. But whoever that 7 seed may be, if they get the 2 seed, they need to hope that they get a good matchup there because I don't think that team is good enough. When you have to game plan for one guy, how much can we expect from Lamar? Eventually, somebody's going to have a kryptonite in the playoffs for Superman.
That's the problem. That is the problem. It's like every time. The problem is every time when he fails and he can't get it done. That's where they're like that's when they try to chop him down because that's when the easiest. It's the big game, so that's when people think it's the most critical. People right now they say, it's regular season. They care about. Playoff wins and Super Bowl.
That's cool and all.
I'm about to say, you got to understand now. But when you're going out there every week and you really putting the whole team on your back, literally, put him, he got the big LV bag. You got Hollywood has sticking out of it. Like, sit your ass down. Come on. Over here, moving around, dropping balls.
Yeah.
Because, bro, he's a phenomenal. I love him overall, though, because, he's just a great dude. Like, I follow him on Twitter, so, Big Trust, he tweeting that yak. He a big Kodak fan. I just continue to wish that success for him, and hopefully he continues to play the way he's playing, because at this point, even if he doesn't win the Super Bowl, another MVP under his belt.
How many quarterbacks can really say first of all, he's 24 years old and he's more accomplished than 90% of NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So let's put that out there, right? Regardless of how many wins he has in the playoffs, he will be known as one of the greatest of this generation. And if in an ideal world where I pray for good health for all these young guys, in an ideal world where we can have Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, not guilty Deshaun Watson, and Lamar Jackson going at it for 10 years, there's nothing I'd like more than to see all those dudes prospering for that long, because there's so much great young talent. And you think back to Brady, Peyton, Ben, I feel like these guys could be that. And you got guys like Herbert, you got guys like Burrow, Baker. Like, there's so much young talent, and Lamar is more accomplished than anybody but Mahomes.
Literally, yeah, that's the only person that's truly out of him right now, besides like Tom Brady, Russell Wilson.
I'm just referring to the young guys in the AFC.
The young guys. Yeah, you did say that. My fault. But no, yeah, 100%, dude. It's like, it's no brainer. But like I said, I don't know what it is. I don't want to play the color game, or
just 50%. I'm 50%. I'm not saying everybody.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
a decent amount.
But it's definitely a decent amount. Definitely
100%.
That secret envy. But overall, like I said, I hope he continues to ball out so he can get that, maybe another MVP under his belt.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. I want the best for him, and hopefully this team can get healthy, man. Because, bro, if they defense get it together, bro, and they get their run, get J.K. Dobbins back, I think great team for the future. And he's so young too. That's another thing. But the problem is, though, my only problem is, it's just, one, I get scared because he's so elusive, and so he wants to leave the pocket, and that is dangerous.
Boys got to start sliding.
Yeah, concussions are serious. Those are dangerous. They take a toll on you. They may not bother. They affect you in that exact moment, but they will affect you in the wrong. That's what I believe will happen to Cam Newton. That Cam Newton situation, I really think those concussions got to him. Yeah. He can't play football the same because of that. Mm-hmm. But overall, he has to start protecting the ball. He has to start protecting the ball, because he is very loose with that too. That is very critical, because there's times where he could have scored twice in the end zone. And the first time it was just incomplete pass because it's inaccurate, but the second time he fumbled the ball at the 3-yard line. And
very costly turnovers.
Yeah, exactly, because they could have settled for at some points with a turnover or a field goal or anything else.
And Justin Tucker sure as hell ain't missing.
Yeah, Justin.
Listen,
I love how he went out there for the coin toss. I said, you peeped that? I don't know if I peeped that. I was like, Justin Tucker out there? I think they were prepared to win that coin toss. Wait. They did win. No.
Overtime, they won, yeah.
They won that coin toss, yep. Okay, my theory was, when I saw him out there, I was like, are they going to win this coin toss and defer? But then I saw a video also earlier. I was on Twitter, I was scrolling. There's a video of Lamar after the coin toss. He won it. He was like, it's over.
Yeah.
He's like, it's over.
It was
over.
It was. I knew it was over for the first touchdown they scored.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say,
I know. I watch enough Colts football. It's tough being a fan out here, bro.
As I was watching like them drive down that foot, I'm like, it's over. It's over.
So I've made my statement. Lamar Jackson's the most valuable player in the National Football League. Jalen, can we agree that we got Lamar in the top 5?
Absolutely. I have him
right now. All right. So that was a perfect segue. Listen, last time, Talk of the Town, episode 1, we did our top 5 NFL MVP candidates as of the end of week 2. So now, end of week 5, we're going to go back and we're going to update those rankings. So I went first last time. I'm going to let you go first this time. Hit me with your top 5.
All right. So you went 1 to 5 last time.
I went 5 to 1. You went 1 to 5.
All right. So we're going to switch to that. I'm going 5 to 1.
All right.
So number 5, I got that boy Matthew Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
He's been having not having another phenomenal season. He's a great phenomenal quarterback, but he's been having a great season. He has 1,587 yards, 68% completion, 12 touchdowns and 3 interceptions on a season. You know, I got him at number 5. Truthfully, I believe he should be higher, but you know, it's a really, I know.
Listen, there's so many incredible quarterbacks this year. It is tough.
I have honorable mentions, but we'll do that after.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have him at number 5. He's been playing great, continuously great. I think the Rams are 4-1 at the moment.
Yep.
You know that I believe they're a Super Bowl contender team.
100%.
I believe he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's an MVP quarterback. He's always been a great quarterback since he's been in college. So I hope he continues on with his success. You know, that hopefully they just. I like the Rams right now. They're big. They're one of my big favorites.
I'm huge on the Rams.
I'm huge on the Rams. I don't see I truly believe what that team was missing was a quarterback, and they have
100%, 100%. Listen, you know, Jared Goff, cool dude and everything, but bro, since he came in the league, number 1 in turnovers by a large margin, and that's including Jameis Winston going 30 for 30 one year.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he had to go. He was good for that offense, and he ran it properly, but you can't be giving the other team free looks like that. I know your defense was always great, but
he turned the ball over a lot.
Way too much.
He's still doing it in Detroit right now too.
Yep.
So it's like nothing has much changed. But as you can see, Matthew Stafford was doing what he was doing line times 5 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got him at number 5. At number 4, I have Thomas Brady, the man, the myth, the legend. I think he just for the first time last week he threw over for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns in his first game ever.
Yeah.
After
that was crazy to me.
That doesn't make sense. After all those goddamn Super Bowls, that man that's his first game ever throwing over for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns in the same game. That don't make no sense.
Crazy.
It makes sense, but then it don't make sense to me. Because at this point, it's just like, how? You've been doing this shit for so long. Excuse my language. You've been doing this for so long, and you've been getting it done for so long.
Yeah.
That never occurred in any game that you've played in.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
But, and then, yeah, the Bucks, they're 4-1, coming off Super Bowl, hot. That team is stacked. On paper, they are a Super Bowl contender team too.
I think Brady really kind of shut everybody up, which he always does, but, you know, he had a terrible game against the Patriots, and they pulled it out. Better team won, but he was bad. Yeah. He was real bad. I don't know if it was nerves. I don't know if it was the rain. It could be a little bit of both, but he really shut everybody up. And I know it was the Dolphins, but he still, 5 touchdowns, 400 yards. That's not a thing everybody does. First time in his career, that's a watch your mouth type of game.
it was a game needed because, like you said, against the Patriots, he had a rough one. That was a tough game, and I wanted him to lose that game, but it is what it is. Against him, because it's like you don't lose to the master. You know, Bill Belichick is the master of I feel like he is the mold of Tom Brady. Tom Brady is Tom Brady, but I feel like without Bill Belichick, Tom Brady isn't Tom Brady. I'm gonna be real with you because you got that man with so many years of football knowledge, and you have the person who can take that knowledge in and execute on the field at that level. You know, but I think it's both ways. Truthfully, I honestly it might be both ways, but I feel like it was more critical to Belichick's reputation than it was to
oh yeah,
Tom.
I mean, granted, the Bucs were ridiculous, but. Yeah. You know, Cam Newton with a team that had the most people out due to COVID, and they went 7-9 last year, and now you got the quarterback you wanted. I mean, I'm not saying right now is time to shine for Belichick, but Brady's been winning, and Belichick hasn't. So,
yeah, but I mean, it is. I think Mac Jones is great for them. But anyways, at number 3, we got number 4. Even though he's at number 3, your boy Dak Prescott. That man been cooking that barbecue chicken over there in Texas, man. Him and CD been sipping on that yak and smoking that crack. That shit, they been over there. This man got a 0.79% passing completion percentage with 13 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. 13 touchdowns. I think he has. No, he don't. Tom Brady has. I think he has the second most. He has 1,368 yards. Dallas Cowboys are currently 4-1. I think we are 4-1.
Yep.
I'll be losing track. A lot of teams
and
are
4 in a row.
Yeah, I think we just went 4-1. Yeah. I think he just broke a record the other day for himself too, or like, I don't know. He did something the other day record wise, but like he's consistently he's been putting on since he's came back from his injury.
I would
like,
I would say hottest offense in football right now.
I'm gonna say there is no doubt Dak Prescott is back, and they were talking about the other day on, I don't know what it was. I was just watching something. They were talking about how like he got that contract and he earned every dollar. Right now,
100%.
It's really proven. At first I was a little worried because you're off an injury like that. That's scary. You're not supposed to come off an injury like that, bro. But he is back and he is better. Like he is leading.
He's gotten better in the pocket too.
So much better in the pocket. I think there was an old Cowboys coach saying that this is the best Cowboys team he's seen since he's coached.
That's the best Cowboys team I've seen in my life.
I was gonna come on, man. You feel me? I feel you on that. Like, this is the best Cowboys. We got one of the best young corners in the league right now. That used to be not pro receiver, who used to be a phenomenal receiver. That boy said Nick Saban turned me into a quarterback, and I started crying. And now he's in the lead in interceptions with 6 of them in 5 games. But anyways, Dak Prescott though, he's been playing great. I want continued success from my team. My boy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, can't take that away from him.
Listen. After week 2, people were throwing strays your way, bro, because everyone was like, "Really? I don't think Dak's top 5." But there better not be no arguments now. There is no argument for him to not be top 5 right now.
And this is just and it makes it even better that he wears number 4. Come on, that's that number, right? Jersey on my wall, but I ain't got no jersey on my wall because I wasn't like that back in high school, but I was like that. But all right, at number 2 we got Lamar Jackson, 1,519 yards, 67% passing completions percentage, 8 passing touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 2 rushing touchdowns. And with the game off like yesterday, you can't say he is not in the talks for MVP because he is literally we just had a whole segment on it. Basically, we started off the show that way. That's how you know that fresh off the burner, hot, ready. Because Payne said he was off that yak tonight.
And that was off the air. That was off the air. You're not gonna find
that. Lamar, man, I got him at number 2, man. He's been playing great. Honestly, if he keeps up this rate and keeps performing the way he's performing, I hope he can win the Super. I hope he can win the MVP. And at number 1, I got Kyler Murray.
Mm-hmm.
He's leading the undefeated team right now with 1,512 yards, 66% passing completion percentage, 10 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He definitely has a couple rushing touchdowns.
He has 3.
3? Okay,
yep.
Perfect. So 3. Thank you for that. 3 rushing. So as of right now, truthfully, I would say he has in my opinion, he has the best resume.
Mm-hmm. I can't argue with that.
Winning wise, numbers wise, he don't got the best of the best numbers, but he has, overall, I think that team is really good. He's been playing great. I just don't have anything negative to say about him, truthfully. I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't really watched much of those games in depth to say much about it, but I've seen, I watch my videos, my clips, and I see the numbers, and I see what he's doing, and they're winning right now, and they're not winning, not scoring, so the offense is getting it done, because in order to win, you have to score.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my top 5 right there, and honestly, it might change. Lamar might be number 1. Matthew Stafford might be number 1.
I believe, I'm not positive, but I believe I heard Ravens Chargers next week, and if so, that's huge.
Whoa, Ravens Chargers.
That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not, but
hey, I'm gonna be real with you. Chargers to the moon.
Honestly, I think the Chargers look like the second best team in the AFC right now, but that's a conversation for later. We'll get there.
Yeah, gotcha.
So
copy.
All right. So we are pretty similar in the top 3. We have the same 3, just not in the same order. So I guess I will go 1 to 5. Number 1, I mean, you heard it already. I've been ranting about it for 20 minutes. Lamar Jackson is the MVP right now. 67%, which is 12th in the NFL. He has 1,519 yards. That's 5th. That is 5th in the NFL. That's 5th in the NFL, guys. Are you hearing me? 5th in passing yards, all right? He's got 8 touchdowns. That's 14th. However, he's got 341 rush yards, which is 8th. He's 8th in rushing yards and 5th in passing yards. Like, are we serious right now? What are we talking about? What are we talking about, guys? Are you, like, it's ridiculous, bro. He's got 10 total touchdowns, 4-1. He's led the team in rushing yards 4 out of 5 weeks. What does the V stand for, Jalen? Valuable. Passing and rushing. He's top 10. 4 of the 5 weeks he's led the team in rushing. He is the entire offense. Biggest game changer in the NFL. I will say he has too many turnovers. But if you remember on the first episode, I said Kyler is having a Lamar-esque MVP type of year right now. Lamar is playing better than his own MVP year. And I don't take back what I said about Kyler. He's having a Lamar-esque year. But Lamar is playing better than that Lamar-esque year. That's why I got him at number 1.
Absolutely.
So, number 2.
Man, you're great, man.
Thank you. The tough thing about MVP this year is that there's no clear-cut, like, this guy's leading in this stat category and this stat category. Because if my notes are correct, I only see one leader on my notes in everything. And that's Kyler Murray, who I got at number 2, coming in with 75.2% completion, which is number 1.
Oh, right.
1,512 yards. That is 6th. He's got 10 touchdowns. That's tied for 9th. Plus, he's got 110 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. You said it. Undefeated. I think they're the best team in the NFL. And what I heard, I'm sorry, I was at Fenway. I didn't watch the game. But what I heard was that Kyler had a bad game. I don't see what part of 22 for 31 with 240 yards and a touchdown is a bad game. Personally.
Hey.
7 rushes for 1 yard. Okay, that's fine. I don't know if sacks count towards that. I don't know how ESPN does their stats. I believe sacks count, so that makes more sense. But that don't seem like a bad game to me. You got to win those ugly ones. And that's a division rival with a great defense. And they pulled it out, and they're the only undefeated team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I had Kyler's back the first time, but after what I saw last night, Lamar's number 1. So I'm going to move to number 3 now. That boy number 4. We got the same number 3, and it's number 4. Dak Prescott, 74% completion. That's 2nd in the league behind Kyler. He's got 1,368 yards. That's 10th. And he's got 13 touchdowns, which is 3rd. Cowboys are 4-1. They lost on a last-second field goal to the GOAT. Like, they just gave Tom Brady too much time. I think they were the better team against the Bucs. I really do.
Tom versus time.
I truly think they played the better game against the Bucs, and unfortunately, they just gave the GOAT too much time, which you can never do. 4-1, and in my heart of hearts, they're the most unstoppable offense in the league. You saw what they did to the Panthers, who are supposed to have one of the best defenses. Picked them apart. And is Zeke a huge part of that offense? Absolutely. But I'm not going to take away from Dak because he's got a great running back. Yeah. What do you want him to do? Not give him the ball? Like, he's got a great running back. That's just a good franchise. They built the team correctly. They got 2 great receivers, some of the best in the league. And when Gallup's healthy, they got a great 3rd receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Jarwin, Schultz at the tight end. That offense is ridiculous. I don't see Dak slowing down at all. And I'm going to go out on a limb and call him the best team in football right now. Flip a coin between the Cardinals and Cowboys, and I'll agree with you.
All right. I got this lucky coin one day from one of my guests at Savoy. Lovely man.
All right.
His name is Ed. So it's a $1. What do you got?
All right, heads for the Cowboys.
All right. Oh, toes.
All right, the Cardinals are the best team in football. Cardinals are the best team in football.
It is. I don't care. I take it. The praise.
I will say the Jalen Smith release, I could live with that. I could 100% live with calling the Cardinals number 1.
I think he was getting much burn anyway.
I mean, he's a good piece.
No, he was a great piece, but I mean, they got that. What is it? Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons has been.
Yeah.
I think his name.
Micah. Micah. I think it's Micah.
Micah. But he's been playing great. He's been playing. Jalen Smith already got picked up by Green Bay. Great pickup to them.
Huge.
Also, I'm sorry, this is off topic, but Green Bay's 4-1 now. That first game, they're what happened to the Packers?
Yeah.
And now they're not doing anything. But continue on, bro. I'm sorry.
I really did feel like Rodgers should be on my list, but like you got to have the stats, and he doesn't.
Nah, bro.
In terms of MVP, I feel like he should be there, but the stats just don't back it up. I was trying to get him into my 5th spot, and I couldn't, and you'll see who I have in the 5th spot. But number 4, I got Jay Herbo, that boy leading the Chargers. I truly think he's going to be the best quarterback in the league in a couple years. He's ridiculous. He is Josh Allen that came into the league ready.
Yeah.
Like what he did as a rookie, he set damn near every rookie record ever. Like he owned that rookie year, and he's turned it up this year. 67% completion, that's 11th. He's like 0.5 ahead of Lamar, so very similar in terms of completion percentage. He's got 1,576 yards, 4th in the NFL, 13 touchdowns, tied with Dak for 3rd. 4-1, they only lost to the Cowboys. I will say he did struggle in the first 2 games of the year against the Cowboys, and I believe it was the football team. Struggled the first 2 weeks to find the end zone, 2 touchdowns and 3 picks, but he turned it up, and that team is hot. That team is real hot. 3 in a row.
All time. They got some great players over there.
Listen, if I'm a Chargers fan and you go from Phillip Rivers to Justin Herbert, bro, I am dancing in a field of beautiful flowers, frolicking through the meadow. Oh man, I feel great if I'm a Chargers fan right now. I don't feel great that they left my city if I'm from San Diego, but I feel great if I'm a fan regardless.
Regardless or not, that team to Justin Herbert is freaking. When he was at Oregon, bro, I was like, "Why, dude? This kid's gonna destroy the NFL. Like
So
he's literally
good.
gonna destroy the." And it's the fact that what is he 6'3"?
He's taller than that.
6'4", 6. I think he might be 6'6", bro. He's sick. He towers over his offensive line. But then again, if you need him to move his long ass legs, he
6'6", 6'6".
6'6", and what? 220 probably.
He can move for a big boy. He can move.
For a big boy. And then it's like another thing is like with that type of body, it's like you getting hit in the pocket is not a big. Like I feel like he can absorb a lot of contact. Big he is, and like he's great, man. He can throw the ball. He can throw it. And he has great receivers around him too. He has a great offense around him. Basically.
He does.
It all went well for all of them.
He's learning how to get to that secondary receiver because Allen's got the tight coverage. Mike Williams, on my fantasy team, by the way, huge pickup. He's balling. He's been ridiculous. And listen, if he's not a number 1, that's fine. But listen, Juju's best year was with Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
You got to have a good number 2 that you can rely on. Jared Cook was a huge pickup at the tight end position after losing Hunter Henry, and he's just seamlessly fit into the offense.
And you got Keenan Allen at the 1 spot, so it's like Keenan Allen. I think my personal opinion, Keenan Allen is the top 5 wide receiver. Ain't nobody gonna tell me different. Because as a wide receiver, that boy different. That boy different.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Sounds right?
I'll give you that. No, I'll give you that. All right.
So
wait, give me my 5. Give me my 5.
No, you're good. No, you're good. You're good. I was gonna say so.
I'm gonna take my 5th right here, and listen, I was trying to find someone to slide into this spot, and I could hear what Jalen was saying about Matt Stafford and Brady. You could argue that they should be in this spot, but I've heard the narratives going on, and I'm gonna fall straight into them. All right, in my heart, I don't know how much I believe this, but this is what I've been hearing is the favorite for MVP right now, and I don't know if I believe it, but Josh Allen I got in 5th right now.
You don't believe that, bro.
So hear me out. 62.3% completion. That's 27th in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
1,370 yards, that's 9th. He's got 12 touchdowns, tied for 5th. Now hear me out. Like I said, Herbert, better numbers, but what did I say? He struggled early. Josh Allen, I would damn near say a no-show versus Pittsburgh. 30 for 51 with 270 yards. I mean, all right. Game 2, he was damn near 50% against Miami. But it was a W. It was a massive W. So I'm going to let that slide, right? They've gotten back on track. However, they've gotten back on track against the Dolphins without their quarterback, the football team that's awful, plus without their quarterback, and the Texans, who are awful without their quarterback. I'll give it to him. The Chiefs game was huge, and he's been on fire the last 2 to 3 weeks. Best team in the AFC, I say easily right now. But I'll give him the 5th spot very hesitantly. Very hesitantly.
You lost me at the AFC, but all right.
All right, well then, if you wanna give us the best transition, Jalen, this is the best transition in the history of talk shows. Hit me.
Welcome back. It's Top of the Top. This is a segment where we talk about our top 5 teams. Well, not even teams, but topics of choice. Topics of today is top 5 teams in the NFL. Truthfully, it's been a hard decision for both of us. Honestly, it's like it's too good. A lot of teams are 4-1 right now. A lot of teams, truthfully, but it's just like it's also like a lot of bad teams. So it cuts it really.
The gap is big. The gap is big.
The gap is huge. It's either you good and you bad. There ain't no in between. Really no in between right now. But I'll start it off at number 1. I got my boy. Everybody say, y'all can kiss the bottom of our cowboy boots. Our cowboy hats to you. I'm going to be sitting in the booth up top with Jerry Jones at the Super Bowl this year when I trade my way there. I don't care what y'all say. Dak Prescott's coming off an injury. Our team is playing phenomenal. Ezekiel Elliott is actually getting it going. The defense is playing immaculate, bro. Our quarterback he's already a defensive player of the year, and they haven't even handed the word out yet. We got people talking about give it to him. Listen, give it to him. Did you see that interception? That was so smooth. He was just like, give me that. And then I hate when they do the one hand with the. It irks my nerves, bro.
I'll give you
I
that.
just want to feel it. All right, but number 2, I would say the Rams.
Okay.
I would say the Rams. That's another team that I believe complete team on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. They have top 3 players on defense at we got Aaron Donald and you got Jalen Ramsey. Honestly, number 1 at both positions. I don't know.
Absolutely. I'm not willing to argue that at all. Actually, 100%.
They're number 1 at their position. And like you said, you got Matt Stafford. I believe their coaching staff is a really great coaching staff. This is Sean McVay.
Yep.
Young coach. He was getting it done with Jared Goff. They went to Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
Yeah, if you can get there with Jared Goff, I don't see how I can bet against you with Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford. Absolutely. So I believe that defense is great. The offense is great. And then at number 3, I got the Cardinals. Truthfully, they should be in number 1 or 2, but I'm just really biased. Not biased, but it's like, come on, bro. It's like I believe my team, those 2 are better than the other team. No, I was just complaining that the Bills over the Cardinals because I think you said that to me, bro. We was like talking about that how the Bills are ranked. I think last week, and I was like, ain't the Cardinals undefeated? And I'm here now.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, they put my
Cardinals
bad. I get you.
They undefeated.
Yeah, so we're talking about some media outlet put out power rankings after the Bills beat the Texans football team and Dolphins, and they had them the number 1 team in the league ahead of the Cardinals, and they had the Cowboys at like 8th. That's why you watch here, because we're not afraid to say what's on our mind. We're not gonna push our narratives on you. You know what I'm saying?
Hard truth.
Yeah.
Hard truth. But then. At number 4, I'd say it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They honestly are. This is a really tough list, but I'd say they're reigning champs. I believe their defense and offense is great on paper, great on the field. You see it yourself. If you watch football, you know football. The team. I honestly don't. I wouldn't say I wouldn't be surprised if they won it again this year. But I don't want them to win because I just want it to be different. But then again, it's Tom Brady continue on with his legacy. So it is what it is. And honestly, this number 5 position is really tough. Really, really tough. Because there's a lot of great teams out there, but it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Number 5. I'm doing this off top. I'm not doing it up top of my head. Definitely.
You thinking AFC right now?
Yeah. I would say the Chargers.
Okay.
I would say the Chargers. Just to be optimistic about how they're playing right now and see success at a young quarterback like that. And it's long overdue for that fan base for a couple of playoff wins, especially for a Super Bowl when they had to deal with Phillip Rivers for so long. Overall, so yeah, it's just like I got my boys. I got the Rams, Cardinals, and the Bucks, and then the Chargers.
Okay.
But I hand it off to you. You know you're going to more depth with it. I love hearing you talk. I'm just here to listen.
So we got 4 out of the 5. You already know who my AFC team is, but number 1, I got the Cardinals. We obviously just flipped a coin to troll, but at 5-0, like I can't give a team that's not 5-0 the number 1 spot. Like the record speaks for the number 1 spot. Kyler, top 3 MVP. We both agreed on that. I don't see who's gonna argue with you on that. You know what I'm saying? So great defense, best receiver in the world, Kyler Murray, with a pretty good running game as well. I got them number 1 right now. And for the record, they put an ass whooping on the Rams. So I'm 100%. I believe in the Rams a little bit more, but as of right now, Cardinals are the hottest team in football, best team in football. But let's talk about the best offense in football. Number 2, Dallas Cowboys. Best attack in the league. Dak Prescott, one of the best quarterbacks. Zeke, one of the best running backs. They have the second best receiving core in the NFL. I don't know if you want to count the Bucks.
No, that receiving core is absolutely disgusting. Yeah.
Antonio Brown as the 3rd receiver. That's ridiculous. But so Cowboys second. Listen, Cowboys fans get too much hate, bro. Like they say it's their year every year, but if there was a year where they're right, is this year. And I'm gonna be pulling for the Cowboys because I love Dak. And no bias or nothing, because I 100% believe that they're number 2, regardless of how much I root for them or against them. I 100% believe that they're number 2, second best team in the NFL.
Much love, bro.
Number 3, Rams. They lost to the Cardinals by a nice little ass smacking, so they definitely can't be ahead of the Cardinals for me. But good running game, great defense, great quarterback, receivers that are really slept on, tight end that's really slept on. I feel like that's a team to do a lot of damage in the NFC. And, I'm not going to make a Super Bowl prediction right now, but you know what I'm saying. Number 4, Buffalo Bills. I believe that they're the best team in the AFC. I wouldn't say that it's been proven based off of who they've beaten, but their performances have been great. The Josh Allen game where he was awful, where he threw 50%, Singletary absolutely tore it up on the ground, and that's what they need. They need a balanced attack. Obviously, I say balanced. Obviously, Josh Allen's going to be slinging that thing. You need to have a running back that you can trust. And Singletary with 5 yards per carry on the year, that's perfect. That's what they need. And you got Moss to catch out of the backfield as well. 3rd down back, he's great. I like him a lot too. 4 yards per carry. But I believe that the Bills are going to figure it out. I mean, they beat the Chiefs. Chiefs defense kind of sucks, but they held them to 20, and they scored, 38? So,
I think so.
Huge game for the Bills. I don't think it was a huge win. I think it was a huge game because you know what the Chiefs mean in the AFC, and that's the team the Bills lost to in the championship last year. So we'll see. They obviously have to beat a little bit more competition. I don't know what the Chiefs mean as competition. I mean, they're the worst team in that division based off a record. I don't think that they're worse than the Raiders or the Broncos, but if we're looking at the record, they are. So I don't know. I mean, I thought the Ravens win was huge when it happened, and now after the Chiefs have lost to the Chargers and they lost to the Bills, who knows? But I'm not going to count out Josh Allen. I know I was kind of ragging on him a little bit earlier with his 27th in the NFL completion percentage, but I'm not going to doubt Josh Allen. He's been to the playoffs. He's been to the conference championship. I trust him. I trust Diggs. I trust that defense. I'm starting to trust Singletary a little bit more. That's why I got them as the best team in the AFC. Closing it out, number 5, greatest to ever do it, defending champs. I got the Bucks. like I said earlier, I think the Cowboys played a better game than them. Dominated time of possession. Missed a field goal, and unfortunately they gave the GOAT too much time. I truly believe the Cowboys should have won that football game, but obviously we were talking about it as it happened. We knew Tom had too much time. Questionable call on that drive as well, which, whatever, it happens. But Bucks are coming in at 5 because of not only that game, but also the loss to the Rams pushed them down a little bit more. Cowboys and Rams I have ahead of them. Again, it's really, really hard to bet against Brady, but as of right now, I believe they're the 5th best team in the league.
But no, it's a solid list. It's a solid list. I was just looking at some articles. It's still the Bills are still ranked. There's NFL still have the top team in the NFL rankings. So
Okay.
But I know that it has nothing to do with your Bucks, but I wanted to clarify for your rules, by the way, because I wanted to say when you were talking, but I was letting you talk. But yeah, that's a solid list. I would say the sleeper pick of for me would be the Bills. That's why I also mentioned that they are a sleeper pick because that team last year was phenomenal. I like Josh Allen. He harder than another player, even though it's a little bigger.
He reminds me of like just what it means to be like a gunslinger in the NFL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously, he's more fundamentally sound than what you would attribute like that word to.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just what he reminds me of. And he came into the league. That's what he was. He's obviously improved a lot. I mean, completion percentage. He was bottom of the league, and everyone wants to say it's because of Diggs. I think he just got better. It's people get better as time goes on. Many quarterbacks improve. Obviously, it helps to have a great receiver like that. But listen, when you come in as a slinger who plays for Wyoming, which by the way is a totally made up state, it doesn't exist. But anyway. Like, he's, you know what I'm saying? It's not a Power 5 conference. Like, you could get away with just chucking that ball. And now he's, straightened out the fundamentals and one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now.
Yeah.
Not statistically, but in terms of ability, I think he's one of the top 5 players in the league. Quarterbacks in the league, I should say. If I had to give you an honorable mention, I'm thinking, like, I wouldn't say honorable mention, maybe like a sleeper pick. I think the Titans are probably a sleeper pick. They lost to the Jets, so they're an extreme sleeper pick. Like, they are just flip the pillow after a long day, like, in the sun, in the pool. That's how sleeping we are on the Titans after that loss to the Jets. But we know what they did a couple years ago. They ruined Tom Brady's final season. They ruined Lamar's MVP season. They were smoking the Chiefs, and they blew it. Like, I'm never counting that team out. I still think Tannehill is a good quarterback. Derrick Henry's the best running back in the league. Great receivers. I trust that team to be good in the playoffs. That's my sleeper pick.
Solid.
So that's been 55 minutes of straight football, and that's why we normally open because it's football season, right? We got to talk about football season. I'm down to do a little Red Sox talk after that game I was at. But if not, we're gonna transition into some music in a bit. If you wanna go to the Red Sox for a little bit, I'm down.
That's a dope experience for you, bro. I would love to experience something like that. Especially, was it against?
I'm sorry.
Who was it against again?
Tampa Bay, Game 3.
It was Game 3. Okay, right.
So listen. Thing about Fenway is when you go to Fenway. Listen to me. When you go to Fenway, you think, you want to sit down the line, right? The seats are nice. You got the overpass, right? You think that's the best seat. Sit in the bleachers. It's cheaper. It's more fun. Listen, man, I've always sat in the bleachers. I've been in probably 15 games. I would say 10 of them we've been in the bleachers. I do go with my dad all the time, so shout out to Greg. But we sit in the bleachers almost all the time, and it's just such a great experience. Like, everybody out there is so, like, friendly. You rarely get that drunk asshole who's just like, you suck, Randy Rosarena in right field. You're and then they kick him out. You rarely get that. You get drunk guys, I'll give you that. A lot of people are drunk out there, but you get a lot of cool people out there that are, happy to experience the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember sitting next to somebody I didn't want to sit next to. And shout out to the dude I sat next to at that game because he was awesome. But listen, sit out in the bleachers. It'll make for the best experience of an experience that's already incredible. Like, Fenway Park is the best ballpark and just like Sweet Caroline in the eighth, like they play Ship It Up to Boston when we went to the bottom 9. Like it's so much
amazing.
fun, dude. It's so much fun. And listen, I've been to 3 playoff games and they've all had kind of their own story to it. First game I went to, and for the record, I've been to 3 playoff games and they've won the World Series every year. So I don't know if you guys are superstitious, but I went this year. You know what I'm saying? So 2013, my dad and I went. It was game 2 of the AL Divisional Series, also against Tampa. And they had this dude named Will Myers, Tampa did. In game 1, he played right field, right? In game 1, he missed a pop fly. And we ended up winning that game because of that. The runs led to it. So the entire game 2, every time he was in right field, we sat in right field. And we just chanted his name the whole game. Myers, Myers. It was to the point where he actually caught a pop-up and we cheered. That's how much we were trolling him. He caught a pop-up. He plays for the other team. In case that wasn't 100% clear. He plays for the other team, and he caught a pop-up to end the Red Sox inning, and we cheered. We gave him a standing ovation when he came off the field. So that was the story of that game. That was like what that game was all about, and they won that game. The other game I went to was 2018 Championship Series Game 2 against Houston. That was the David Price game. David Price was known as the worst playoff pitcher ever. Like, he was so bad, everyone had no confidence in him. Game 2, he comes out. He had a decent game. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. We played against Garrett Cole, who everyone knows is now a Yankee. That's where his woes at Fenway started in the playoffs. That's where the whole Garrett, that's where that chant came from. We started at that game. But the story of that game was David Price. It was a slugfest. Mookie was 2 for 4. Jackie Bradley had some big hits.
Oh, I remember that game.
Great game. Great baseball game. It was probably one of my favorite games that I've been to, but then we got this year's game. There were so many stories of this game. It was like 2 games in one, maybe 3 games in one. Nathan Eovaldi comes out, starts the game, gets 2 runs in the first inning. Third batter hits a 2-run home run. I'm like, oh Jesus, here we go, right? He shuts them down for the rest of the game, and now it's 4-2. We're up, right? We come back, we go up, and then I think it was the 7th inning, we blow it, 4-4 now. And now we're going to extra innings, right? So now we go to a starter to come in extras because we don't know how long this is going to go. I'm talking from the perspective of Alex Cora. You don't know how long this game's going to go. So you bring in a starter that wouldn't normally start playoff games. Does that make sense? So like your 4th or 5th guy.
Yeah.
Something similar happened in 2018, if you guys remember 2018, where Nathan Eovaldi pitched into like the 18th inning against the Dodgers in the World Series. It was very similar to that. You send this guy out there, and he's going to empty the gas tank for you because you don't want to waste your relievers. You play another game tomorrow. So you sent – and the guy we sent out there was Nick Pivetta, and he went crazy. Shut him down for 4 innings, 3 or 4 innings. Every inning, he's coming off the mound. He's screaming. He's pounding his chest. He's getting everybody fired up. Edge of your seat the whole game, every single time. Like, it was so intense, bro. Like, you never know. It's extra innings, like – and then I believe it was the 13th inning. I lost track after the 11th, bro. It was just innings at that point. Like, we were just in 12th or 13th, and Christian Vasquez, 2-run walk-off home run over the monster. It was the craziest experience. We're just sitting up in the crowd. Dudes we don't know. Let's go! High-five this guy. High-five that guy. High-five that guve. I don't know who these dudes are. I didn't talk to him the whole game. We just love, like, it's just such a moment, bro. Like, we're jumping up and down, hugging dudes we don't know. We're just high-fiving everybody. It was so much fun. I've seen 2 walk-offs, and it's the same guy hitting a home run in the same spot both times. Listen, honestly, I'd love to go to Fenway with you. I think that would be so much fun.
I'm gonna be honest. I used to love the movie left, but
I know it hurt me when he left too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Say so why they just wouldn't pay that man his money.
I totally understand that, but listen, you can't really argue with the results. I mean, especially if the Dodgers lose tonight. I mean, I put it in perspective like this. If you guys are big baseball fans, you know, Red Sox traded Yoan Moncada plus another young, I would say, prospect, to Chicago for Chris Sale. And Chris Sale was our ace for so long. What did we get out of that? We ended up winning a World Series with our ace, Chris Sale, closing it out. What did they get out of that? They got young talent that they developed, and now they're a playoff team.
Yeah.
So who won the trade, you might ask? Who knows? Because we both got what we wanted. They got young talent to improve. We got a superstar to help us win now. The Dodgers got their superstar. They won the World Series last year. We
Yep.
got our future. We got Verdugo. We got this kid Jeter Downs in Double-A. He's going to come up in a few years. So it's really hard to say who won the trade. But if you look at Verdugo versus Mookie this year, it's pretty damn close. And I hate to say that because I love Mookie as the face of the franchise, and I never, ever want to shit on Mookie because I love him. He was my favorite player other than Poppy, right?
Yeah.
But listen, you can't argue with the results, especially if the Dodgers lose tonight.
And I'm gonna be honest. I usually follow baseball a fair amount, but I haven't in this year. But yeah, it was definitely when I finally let it be known. Can't believe this. But it is what it is. Like you said, everything happens for a reason. You know, you guys are one out of it, and the Dodgers did get their World Series quick and easy. You know, during COVID. So it was definitely a quick and easy one for them. Shouts out to them. Mookie got his ring.
But he got his bag too.
Yeah, he got that.
I will say one thing though.
Big bag.
We extended Xander Bogaerts on an extremely team friendly deal. Like he got, it was a bargain. It was like I want to stay home, so I'll take a little bit less.
Mm-hmm.
I think he deserved much more than that, but obviously that's what he agreed upon. That's what he wanted. And I don't know if it was him taking a pay cut or if we just lowballed him. That sounds like a bad term, but I don't mean it like that. But if we just gave him a little lower contract and he's like, yeah, that works for me. I think that was huge because now you let Mookie walk. I understand he's a little guy. Like, he's 5'9". His body, you never know with injuries. At 38 years old, is he really going to be worth $30 million a year? Because that's when they're paying him till 38. So when I say that, you have to hope that Rafael Devers is the reason they got rid of Mookie, because Devers, that's Lil Poppy right there. That's a big boy at a huge position that eventually is going to transition over to the designated hitter role, and he's going to be huge for the franchise, and he already has been. But him and Xander Bogaerts are the face now. And if the end game of trading Mookie was to extend Devers to the big deal, fine with me. Like, that is 100%, that works for me. And the only reason I'd be mad at it is just off the simple fact that I loved Mookie so much. I wouldn't be mad over anything in terms of money, in terms of baseball, just over the fact that personally I loved him and he was one of my favorite players.
I'm gonna be honest. Xander Bogaerts and Rafael Devers, disgusting in tap baseball. Let you know that. Let me just let you know that they are filthy in tap baseball. They get it done. There's no. Every time they step up to the plate, if I ain't smacking a home run, then there's an out. It's simple as that. But yeah, I'm happy they got to experience another. Every time you win, they've won basically, right?
Playoff games, yeah, 3 for 3 in the playoffs.
Yeah, so it was like, don't get much better than that, man. As a fan of a team that you love dearly, watching for a playoff game and win every single time you go, and they won the series too. So, and you said every time you've been to a game, they won the World Series.
I'm just saying.
It's not a coincidence. I mean, it is.
It is definitely a coincidence.
But
now, listen, man. Even if you're not a Red Sox fan, if I would say if you're like a Yankees fan, obviously it's gonna be a totally different experience. Or if you're like a heavy, hardcore baseball fan, but not a Red Sox fan, it's not gonna be the same experience. But like, if you're a non-baseball fan and you just like having like new experiences, I recommend you sit out in the bleachers, even in a regular season game. Like, it's really not that expensive. Like, if you're just having like a night out with your friends, it's really not gonna be much more expensive than that. Just the fact, like, parking is obviously gonna hit you, but the tickets are not that expensive to sit out in the bleachers. If you just go out there with your friends and you wild out and like you heckle people and you dance around when the music comes on, try to get on the jumbotron, and you watch a game, like, it's gonna be a blast, man. I think everyone should go, and you should also know the words to Sweet Caroline, because that's really important at Fenway.
I don't know that. If you just don't know that in general.
That's true. That's a classic song. You should know that.
But also, if you guys need a friend, you can call Kaylee Lamar.
100%.
She's a big Red Sox fan. I know she'll know with anybody. Shouts out to Kaylee.
Listen, man, I think the game I went to was a little bit better than the game she was at last night. But the things I would do to see a series clinching game, man, like, that's pretty much the one experience. I mean, obviously a World Series, but like clinching a series is the one experience I haven't had. Like we've had walk-offs, we've had extras, we've had blowouts. Like I've seen everything. It's just I haven't seen a clincher. So to see a walk-off and a clincher, that's got to be a crazy experience. But I mean, not many people see a walk-off and extras in the playoffs too. So I'm definitely considering myself extremely lucky to have gone to that. Because when I went to bed, I didn't think we were going. And I woke up and my dad was like, yo, get your ass ready. We're out. And I was like, all right, man, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it.
Say less, Papa.
It was such a dope experience, bro. It felt good because I haven't been there since the last time they played in the playoffs, that Astros game. You know, COVID and everything. In 2019, they kind of were ass, so I didn't really want to see that anyway. But
2019. 2019. I seen someone. It was just like, it's crazy. We're almost 2 years into this pandemic, and we've shown progress. I don't know, off topic too, and this isn't it's off topic from baseball, but basketball. It's official now. Kyrie Irving cannot play or practice with the Brooklyn Nets unless he is fully vaccinated. So therefore, Kyrie Irving is probably about to retire from basketball. Give your flowers to him. Farewell.
Please
Steph
do.
Curry.
Please do give Kyrie his flowers.
Thankful for you, because now I don't have my favorite point guard.
I know that there's a lot of people that hate on Kyrie, and he says some dumb things. He does some dumb things. I understand that, but personally, I still love him. You know, this is like I think it's a dumb decision by Kyrie, but he deserves his flowers as a basketball player. He's a great basketball player, and he was one of the best point guards of the generation, with one of the biggest shots in NBA history, might I add.
That I'm gonna be honest with you, that shot was bigger than Ray Allen's.
Biggest crossover? I don't think so.
Bro, they didn't win the series that game. They didn't win that series.
Okay, but what happened? Hypothetical world, magical fantasy land. What happens if Ray Allen misses? Game's over, series over.
They still lost the series regardless.
No, they did not.
Wait. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
It is that series. No.
They took game 7. Yes, they did.
Bro, why? You know what's... Nah, you know what it was? I was reading... That's why... You know what? I'm never reading stuff on Twitter. Because I was reading on Twitter, and if someone says something like... I questioned myself. But I was like, nah, it's right there in my face. But I'm fact-checking that now.
You know what?
If you're watching that, you ain't hear that from me. Anyway, topics. We're talking that new music. We're talking that expensive people. We're talking that young boy. We're talking that Donda. Even though I don't really
listen. I'm down for this transition, but I'm gonna skip over these new projects real quick and transition into this because you brought up reading things on Twitter that you shouldn't believe, and I'm gonna address that right here. Because, listen, man, first of all, these Twitter motherfuckers are not real life, okay? These are not real people. But for those of you that are out here doing this whole Donda or Certified Lover Boy album of the year nonsense, cut that out, bro. Like, stop. If you want to call it album of the year because it's the most popular and it sells the most and it quote-unquote defines the year, that's okay. But when I talk about album of the year, I talk about what was the best album to come out this year, right? So, listen, first of all, they're both too long. Kanye's was literally 2 hours. I could have watched a Marvel movie in that time. And for the record, no album that has remote control and television can ever be album of the year in terms of quality. Okay, those songs suck ass. All right, let's just put that out there. I will say the Drake stuff, it sounded like he combined every era. And I think Drake's performance on Certified Lover Boy was better than Kanye's performance on Donda. I think Donda as a whole was better. But, bro, Kanye's out here doing compilation albums. Like, he's got everybody on that.
Excuse me. Sorry.
You're all good.
That was a deep one. But, that album was just way too long. I listened to 12, 14 songs. I'm like, dude, I can't keep going.
Yeah.
Like,
listen, I also want to say, I stayed... My girl had a party the day before Donda released, and I stayed over there, and I woke up the next morning, and it's already out. I didn't go to sleep till mad late, and I woke up super early, and then I had to go home, and I got home, and I had to listen to it. I'm tired as hell, bro. Like, I'm ready to slump, and this dude has a 2-hour album. Like, listen, the whole album of the year thing as these 2 albums is gotta stop, bro. Like, you are stupid. Listen to more music, please. If you are debating album of the year between Certified Lover Boy and Donda, please free yourself from the shackles of the mainstream. Listen to more music. I promise there's so much better music out there. Listen, I'll give you some recommendations right now. Okay, listen to me. Goldmouth by Lute. That's with an F. Goldmouth by Lute. Off of Dreamville, he's the guy that did the second verse on Under the Sun. You probably forgot about it because it had Kendrick, J. Cole, and DaBaby. Great album. One of my favorites this year. The House is Burning by Isaiah Rashad. Tremendous album. If you like being happy, you should listen to that album. It is the best vibe album I've ever heard, other than Love is Rage 2. Bo Jackson by Boldy James and the Alchemist. If you like that more gritty, hard-hitting style, I know you do, that's what I would recommend. Tyron by Slow Tie. UK, I know it's not for everybody. It's for me, though. I think great album. Vince Staples, Self-Titled. Great album, bro. Like, there's so much more out there. And none of these are mainstream. Like, maybe Tyron is out in England. Maybe. I don't know. But Vince Staples, I know, isn't mainstream. Lute sure as hell isn't. Isaiah Rashad isn't. Boldy James isn't. And listen, even if you're not a rap fan, but you listen to Donda and Certified Lover Boy, and, you know, that's the rap you listen to, that's fine too, because I got non-rap albums for you to listen to as well. Lately, I Feel Everything by Willow Smith. Great album. That's like rock, alternative. You can listen to that. Solar Power by Lorde. And We'll Never Be Royal. Yeah, her. She's still making music. It's fucking awesome. Listen to it.
Guys, you guys don't understand. Like, when it comes to music, like, I love my music, but I don't really like expand my horizons a lot. But like my brother right here, he shows love to everything.
I listen
like,
to so much.
He be sending me like, yo, listen to this. I'm like, sometimes I always get to it, but when I do get to it, I'm like, damn, I'm kind of glad Peyton got to it, because like, it's great music out there and it's not mainstream, and it feels good to listen to other artists, you know. But I'm consistently listening to Meek Mill and Davies, Hustle, and stuff
listen,
like
man,
that.
there's nothing against listening to mainstream. I'm not trying to shit on people because
Absolutely.
they enjoy mainstream artists. They're mainstream for a reason. They're great at what they do, and they've done it for a long period of time. My top 2 artists right now on Apple Music are J. Cole and Drake. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying don't listen to mainstream. I'm just saying if you're talking about best quality, you have to expand a little bit more.
Yes.
I didn't know who... Well, I knew who Isaiah Rashad was. I never listened to a full Isaiah Rashad album until this year. I never listened to a full Lute album until this year. I never listened to Boldy James at all until last year. I never listened to Vince Staples other than North and Feels Like Summer until this year. And I never listened to Slow Tie until this year. Like, if you don't like it, you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? If you're 3 songs in and you don't like it, that's fine. Just dead it right there. But there's so much more out there. And if you're doing this whole Donda or Certified Lover Boy album of the year, which for the record, neither are as good as the off season, but I'm going to let that slide, and we could talk about that another day. But that's the mainstream one that's the best if we're really talking album of the year. But we're gonna push past that.
Nah,
I'm not trying to be petty right now.
100%. I agree. I totally agree. The artists that you've named off, but overall, I trust you. I'll never doubt you.
It's all different vibe. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Lute's album is very like all over the place in terms of like slow vibe, heavy rap. Feature list is all over the place too. But when they all come together, is great. Isaiah Rashad's album is the ultimate driving in the car, windows down, kicking it type of album. And listen, when I say if you like being happy, listen to that album. Like, that is one of the best albums I've heard in a while. It's probably my favorite album that's released in a few years. I am a huge fan of that. Bo Jackson is that stuff you like. That's that hard, gritty, like
authentic
T Grizzly, Dave East type. That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? And Vince Staples is more that West Coast type
That's
of
that's a vibe.
yeah.
It's a vibe right there. Like that's a vibe.
So listen, if whatever you like out of those, try one of these. All right, it's
Yeah.
totally different subgenres of hip hop. So if you want to try those, go ahead and try those. And listen, some of these new albums that I'm looking at right here, I would recommend those too. Jay, I know you're a Meek fan, so if you want to talk Meek, go ahead, bro, because I listen to it as well.
Hey, bro, we're not like it's like he did. I don't think he did crazy numbers. I think he done.
It was under 100. I think it was like 90 something.
Yeah, but the numbers. I think the problem was the problem is we still are on that Donda and that certified lover boy talk. So it's kind of hard for because he's a I would say he's a, but it's like and like he did great promotion. Like I love that cover art is great. That album, in my opinion, as a Meek fan, life, come on, dream chase. As a Meek fan, it's just like to continuously see his growth and where he's like come from as an artist. It's just he has so much value. A lot of people don't like him because he's too authentic and he keeps it. He be saying anything sometimes. But like music wise, like the album was everything that I expected. It was you had singing R&B Meek, you had the hip, the fast, upbeat stuff that everybody like now with ASAP Ferg with me. And as of like my favorite tracks from this weekend with Vori. Vori is an amazing artist too. If you guys like, music like that weekend type pain type, love music, Vori is a great
dude. Listen, that his hook on Jonah off Donda, one of my favorite songs off the album. If you didn't know based off of that, you should definitely listen to the song with Meek because two great tracks.
Yeah, and then my other favorite two tracks it's funny because my favorite three tracks, it's Cold Hearted 3, and then you have Angels with Brent Faiyaz. Brent Faiyaz is also
so good.
Another amazing artist.
So good.
If you want to just listen, he got this one song called Fuck. And it's like, fuck the world, I'm a walking.
Yeah.
That shit goes hard. He makes some fire ass music.
He dropped a song with Drake this year, and I know that put a lot of people onto him, and I'm glad because I know the Drake feature means a lot to a lot of people, and that definitely put a lot of people on to Brent Faiyaz, and it should because he's one of the best R&B artists right now.
100%. But yeah, that album, the Expensive Pain album, from my opinion, is as a music fan, I can't say I really can't 100% confidently say it's album of the year. Personally, me, I can say it, but like I honestly
Jay,
think
I totally lost that entire sentence out of you. That last sentence, I didn't hear a single word.
So I said as like I'm like personally like I love that album year in my opinion because as a big Meek fan I believe that album was up to production. The beats were amazing, his bars were great, everything about it, his hooks, he was singing, he was rapping, he was different. He had different things on there. It wasn't just one album of the same song every single time. And that's really what a lot of people be same consistent music. And overall, I really believe that from the artwork, from top to bottom, from track list, I think it was an album. Intro, another fine intro.
I love it.
Intro
king.
Yeah, he never misses it. He was actually having a debate the other day. I was in Tampa for my investment seminar. Never track like he did with Nightmare. I was like, it hurts my heart to say that because I don't think he really will ever have another track as big as Dream.
I don't think so either. But listen, man, some dudes just have classic records, and even if they make songs better, like some things are just classic based off of what they mean at the time or like what impact they have. You know what I'm saying? I think J. Cole has so many more songs better than No Role Models, but that's a classic song that everyone's gonna sing forever. You know what I'm saying? So that's I mean, classic is a tough word, but
Classic is a tough one.
The meaning of it's different to a lot of people, but I think just living up to a song that is your like number one song, as like Dreams and Nightmares, like No Role Models, is tough because it's about what happened, what it was at that time. You know what I'm saying? And people will go back to it just off of what it meant to them at that time. That's why that album, 2014 Forest Hills, is my favorite album ever. Because at the time, that's like, it was the best to me. That was the first album I actually ever stayed up till midnight to listen to, for the record.
See, like that's that stuff right there. Like that when the album got you like that. I know I played the album back the other. Damn, dude, and you gotta listen to the bottom and itself. So amazing. J. Cole is so great, bro. J. Cole is
100%.
Dude, it doesn't get much better than him as a human being, especially in today's world when so many people like the music is not really authentic. You know?
Yeah,
that's my problem with music. My problem with music is I'm listening to you. I want to hear your reason. You're authentic. Like why are you authentic? Why you think the way you think? What are you saying right now that's gonna make make me picture something in my head? Like when I listen to J. Cole's music, 9 times out of 10, I'm picturing everything he's saying in my head.
Yeah.
And it's like, and also what you're saying also gives me chills down my back.
Listen, I will say I want to keep moving, but 100% one of the best storytellers ever in rap. But I wanted to ask, have you listened to Don Toliver Project?
No, I haven't yet. And the thing is, I've seen that, but it's like I haven't seen much talk about it either, though. So, what's your opinion on that?
I think it is one of the best albums to come out this year.
All right, so I listen to it.
I'm not gonna give an order of like what my top 5 or 10 is, but I would 100% without a doubt give it top 10. Questionably put it in the top 5. I think it was, he stepped up the production off of Heaven or Hell. Production was much better. His vocals are incredible. The versatility is incredible. He's got the trap drums in a couple songs. He's got the psychedelic type of music that'll make you ascend into outer space. Like he's got everything. I think this as a project in his discography is the equivalent of what Rodeo is to Travis Scott. That's how good I think this is.
Rodeo, listen. Hey, I don't know if you can see it in this camera, but that's one of my favorite albums. Big Travis Scott.
I'm not saying it's the equivalent based off of sound and how good it is, but I think in terms of his discography,
yes, exactly. Yeah, I know,
and how much of a step up he made, I would call
those are albums that are critical to me. What's going to separate you from what you produced before? That's the album.
Yeah.
You know? I'm gonna check that out. He got like 4 or 5, 6 songs on his album. Starred, so I mean that goes to show that
I'll give you a few like my favorite ones if you want to go off of those and then determine if you want to continue to listen. I would say the single of What You Need is my favorite so far. The track 5, 6, and 7 is probably one of the best 3-track runs of the year. What You Need, Double Standards, and Swinging on Westheimer, all 3 in a row, incredible. I would say Outer Space with Baby Keem and Smoke are great, and Crossfaded. So any of those, if you check out any of those, even for the people listening that haven't heard it, if you listen to those and if you like those, I would start the album from the beginning and go all the way through. All right, Jay, you want to close us out? Give us a quick 5 to 10 minutes here.
Oh yeah, I got you. All right. First of all, I'm gonna do my disclaimer because last time, your boy, I am not a financial advisor or fiduciary, so anything I say is just for informational purposes only. Whatever you do, don't put your money at risk to lose it without doing your own diligence research on your information that I provide. I won't be providing too much information down what is, not even that. But today overall the markets a little depth into it, but they were overall choppy. This morning it started strong. The Dow Jones was just top 30 industrial companies in basically Apple, Boeing, Master, Visa. And then you got the S&P 500, which is the most 500 companies, the top 500 companies in the stock. And then you have the US 100, top 100 tech companies. But overall, the market had a red day. It was. I would say it started off red in pre-markets. It was a little bumpy because something in China happened. Like I believe one of their plants, the plants for like basically like for building goods and making. They shut down their plants because I guess there was too much coal. Like the prices of coal like jumped up. So yeah, the prices of coal fire powered rise sharply, and then it forces the market to get scared because a lot of businesses shut down, and most of the things that come to the U.S. or from anywhere comes a lot. Basically, we import a lot of goods from China. So basically, it's a crucial thing when their economy is not so that's in a serious detrimental way. But overall, the market's back. I would say one of my favorite companies search is this company called TTD. I recommend to give a research on that. It's like $70 a share right now. It's a advertising company. They're big. It's a big futuristic thing. It's $70 a share. They basically promote advertising for gaming, computering, any type of thing that you can promote. Fun fact today, while I was at trading TDD, and I made more money trading TDD at work than I made being at work, working as a server. So that goes to show that taking that investment, learn this will slowly pay off gradually. But overall, I need to truthfully next time have some more notes. I really don't know how to get into it. But yeah, overall the market was down today. Nothing much is happening. The U.S. debt limit it got raised till December. So in December that the Feds are gonna go back and talk about the term from the future on on bills and stuff for like infrastructure, healthcare. And all the Fed talk, because the Democrats and Biden and them, they're trying to spend that money, but the Republicans are like, hey, y'all spending too much money, which is gonna, eventually gonna fall back on us because everything's gonna inflate, everything's gonna increase. We're gonna start getting taxed more on our money because they're trying money, and there's a whole lot of things going down in the White House. Truthfully, it's a lot of stuff going on in the White House, but overall the market. In a bumpy standpoint, we have earnings for companies. These are our next couple of weeks, our big weeks for the stock market. Usually, it's really volatile.
Bro, you didn't have to do that. The mic cut out right at that time, so we didn't hear it.
So it's the markets are really volatile right now. Not everything in the market. A lot of things are priced in, basically, because a lot of people are anticipating these companies crazy numbers like that. So like people are buying in right now, and stuff. But overall, again, I just try to next week I'll have some books and stuff and some people that you can follow. You can follow Earn Your Leisure on Instagram. Wall Street. You can follow Lawrence. Not personally, but I'm in his Discord. If you see my Instagram story of me sitting down in that picture, and the guy that was standing up, that is Lawrence Eggleston. He's a stock market trader and investor. He's been doing it since he was 17. He was in school, and that's how he paid for college, basically. He was trading, and he was teaching in his dorm room at the same time. So that's why I was just in Florida. I was just in Tampa, Florida for a mastermind, investing 10, 15 of us. And we were just basically sitting down straight, learning how to trade the market and learning about the markets and everything in it. Took in a lot of great information. It was amazing. It was useful and it helped me solidify my theories on how to trade in the markets. But overall, I continue to say just at least try 1% every day. Growth is key. Not even goal setting. Goal setting is big, but you focus on 1% of growth every day, because that will eventually compound, and it will be 5%, 10%, 50%, 50%, and you're going to be hitting 100 bangers. Boom, boom, 100 bangers, 100 bangers. But overall, yeah, I have nothing really much else to say. I don't want to lead anyone in a false direction. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. It was an amazing night. It was a talkful night. We got some things. Payne got his stuff off his chest. All that Lamar Jackson talk. Good MVP convo. Good Bills Chiefs. The top segment was good. Like those top 5 teams on both sides. Hopefully things change up next week. Hopefully things don't change up next week. See what happens. But yeah, overall, I'm gonna let you, Dane, bro. Tell your boys, tell your peoples how it goes.
So again, everybody, that is Talk of the Town. Peyton Warnott, Jalen Lindsay, live twitch.tv/Peyton Warnott, Tuesday nights. For those of you that tuned in on youtube.com/Peyton Warnott to a segment, live twitch.tv/Peyton Warnott. Peyton Uncut for the full VOD. It will be up the day after. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, and we will see y'all soon.